It's the only game that you can actually go into negatives but still regain and not go into bankruptcy. Unlike Europa 3, in which anytime you pretty much hit the negatives, you go into bankruptcy. You get the loan. Well, you don't go into bankruptcy. You take loans out, and once all your loans are like taken out, then you go into bankruptcy. So, but as far as the Soviet Union and Germany goes, they pretty much had a decent relationship in this time period because the Germans did trade in the Soviet Union while helping out the Soviet military at the same time. So they had that going on with them, between those two. Alright. First results of the Battle of Employment. So the policy of the Great Works gives its first results. The number of unemployment passes from 6 million people to 4 million. Nice. That's a lot better than what the stimulus has done for us here. Alright. I'm still gonna get in trouble for that. Also, I'm not gonna post. That's why I'm not gonna have any political attacks whatsoever. Oh boy. Okay. So I guess sweet. So I lose money. Granted, I lose a lot more money than what I had before. That was a negative 200. I think it was. And then, but the national descent goes down, so that's okay because it's actually a quick recovery for me. So because my daily money goes up by 23, I'm in 108, now I'm in 84, and then so on and so forth. But the national descent's going down, so the more money I gain out of it. So now it's 23. So was it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. You can see here my industrial capacity here. Let's see. So I'm not wasting any IC. My available IC is 81 and my base IC is 109. So that's kind of concerning as well. Let's see. So the tech effect, yeah. Oh, let's see here. First connection. Telephone telex of the world. Yeah, the control of the stations of the Reich brings into service a first connection telephone telex of the world between Berlin and Hamburg. The orders will go more quickly. So I reach research modifier +1, and I lose 250 in my supply stockpile, which is, well, I got plenty of supplies, and I say it's worth it. Alright. So my research is going up, which is cool. Where's my research at? Research. Where's my research at? Ah, here it is. Research speed down here. 108%. That is pretty good. That is really good, and that's before any other research goes into play. Oh, excuse me, folks. Alright. Let's see here. So the basic computing, which will increase another research, goes up 5%, so. Alright, subject born of fruit, aircraft contractors, chemists, and rocket engineers have joined forces, and a project manager has presented the theoretical results to the general staff. So, yeah. Now flying bombs, strategic rockets, ballistic missiles, ICBMs, and Sputnik is now available. I know Sputnik was the Soviet Union, but that's pretty much the general idea. It's tech Sputnik, so whatever tech the Soviet Union had, we can actually go up and research. Once we get to that point, the physics of the 30s, blah 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 blah. Now tech facilities for atomic research labs, and other nuclear related techs are now available for us to research. And since we don't have anything against the Jews here in Germany now, Albert Einstein will eventually become available. Even though we got Werner Heisenberg, sorry, not Hessenberg, but Heisenberg. Okay. So let's get yeah, let's get corrupt to do research on Tankets. And then we got so that's now until 1935. Basic encryption is actually important, and that was the problem with the Austrian campaign that I had before, is that I didn't research enough encryption to actually do anything, because as you can see here, it's a surprise chance for naval landing units goes up by 15%, so that kind of helps with the attacks that we do, and when you're at war. If I can find the words to not trip over. Alright, so that was the problem with me when I was playing as Austria against the Germans, that even though I had the numerical superiority, my tech was still, it was pretty much, my strategy was pretty much being leaked, so that's what happens. So Germany leaves the conference on disarmament, so now we got relation hit with Italy, Britain, France, United States, Belgium, Netherlands, Czechoslovakia, Poland, Soviet Union, blah blah blah. But at least, in the end run, our national descent goes down by 1. After all of that. So, 30, 20, negative 28 with France, so that's not really it. Alright, so the UMBAU continues, The Vagua incorporates 35,000 committed additional volunteers for 3 years, carrying its manpower with 165,000. The Vagua studies the production of armored tanks. Thanks to the research departments established since the 20s, in particular Sweden with Landvik and Borfurt, specialized abroad in the development prototypes of these weapons prohibited by the Treaty of Versailles. So pretty much kiss ass, France and Britain. And we gain 7 manpower. Supplies stockpile is decreased and money is decreased, but that's okay. I've got plenty of both. So you can see this is where the whole idea of kissing our asses to France and Britain will eventually came from. Because technically right here is where Hitler actually would be in power, and this is where he would actually, really put down full force of an FU to the Allies. Oh yeah, remember, democracies can't declare war. But that doesn't mean an event can't, so. Alright, so now I'm gonna pretty much move my troops to the borders, as I should have done earlier, but it's okay. And this is what the AI typically does, is pretty much just send their troops toward the borders. To any borders, pretty much, if they're a neutral country. That's the typical thing for them to do. But if it's under if they're the allies, then they'll pretty much move all their troops away from their ally borders and just move it to like the next neutral country's borders. So it's pretty much predictable where the troops might be. And sometimes they'll leave them in the central, near the capital. Alright, so the elections in Germany. The elections in Germany proceed in a strange atmosphere to elect the new members of parliament. For the first time for a long time, the calm one returned with confidence. No party can hope to be the majority, even if the new Socialist National of Streiser hopes to recuperate the voices of the dissatisfied one. Von Schleicher hopes to continue to maintain its control and to obtain the passive support of the democratic parties. Alright, so we can go for the National Conservatives, in which our, democracy moves over. Moves towards democracy by 1. But the political right moves to the political right. Social Democrats arrive ahead. So that just moves towards one of democracy and national descent of 2. And I lose money for that for some reason. So all of these are democracy is moved over. So now we're still fascist. We're still technically fascist, but at least it's everything else is moved towards democracy, I guess. So, all right. So, I guess there's nothing wrong with social conservatives, I guess. So either way, okay, and that's the weird part right here. Social Democrats are up at hand, even though it's only moved Democratic by 1. Social Democrats are supposed to be, technically in this game, are far left, and full Democratic, which is weird for Streiser here, since he's a parental autocrat in this case. That the it's only moved towards the left and Democratic, so I'll choose that. And you can see here now we are a parental autocrat right now. And if I move one more over in Democratic, I'll be a social conservative. I do believe so. And I said social conservative, so because I know that didn't come out right. So von Schleicher rejoins the conservative parties. So armament minister is now Franz Selt, and the national descent is decreased by 1. And let's see what and the occupation of the Rhineland. This triggers when you move your troops towards the Rhineland. So that's kind of I don't know why I did that. Alright, so relations with France decreased, relations with the United Kingdom's decreased, Belgium, belligerence of Germany is increased. At least I lose all that national descent up there. And the peacetime modifier for the IC is increased, so. And manpower, too. So technically this didn't happen, because we're not in 1935. So that was one of those, if you move your troops to these regions, then this event will fire. It's not set for a year. The sponsored associated by the government gathers the majority of the old drivers. Have been useful during the First War. Under this cover, a true parliament organization forms at the future executives of the Luftwaffe. Alright. So it's pretty much aircraft. So we can actually subsidize the mass. We can subsidize. So money is decreased by 400. Ouch. But then we got air bases in Berlin, Essen, Konzenberg, Breslau, and Kassel. But increased manpower by +3. Wow. 3 whole manpower. Just for those air bases. Okay, I guess I'll go for that. Just 3 whole manpower, folks. So I just gained like, what, 3 pilots out of all that? Alright, so Berlin's airbase is increased, and now it's up to an 8. Konzenberg is up here. Its airbase is 6 now. I think